Hello and welcome back to another video. I was trying to decide what I wanted to play for the Friday video, which I am recording late the day before, so that I can get it done, edited, and hopefully posted on time and the correct quality. Because the last one did not. So I'm gonna get right into it. I decided Gabriel Knight, clearly, as you can see. I just really like this game. Life is still beyond stressful in so many ways with everything going on, and I'm really into this game again already, and I think my issues are mostly resolved. I don't think I'll have any issues. I'm just gonna do one thing quick just to make sure. But I believe our issues should not be present. I really hope so. Really hope so. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we are on day 2 officially. Before we do, there is one thing I said that I wanted to look at the voice actors, because I believe they changed, and they did. I don't know if I mentioned that. I believe they changed, but I was thinking it. So the original voice actors for the original game, which came out in 1993, Gabriel Knight was voiced by Tim Curry. Detective Mosely, who we just met, was voiced by Mark Hamill. And Grace Nakamura was voiced by Leah. Cannot say her name right ever, so I apologize. Remake? That neither of those are right. No, it's not. So yeah, some pretty big names in the original game. But I feel like the current voice actors in the 20th anniversary, because this game, is a Jane Jensen game. She makes wonderful games. Great writer and director. And I believe she did the 20th anniversary one. Don't tell me that, I did not look. But I just wanted to list some of the voice actors that we have now heard, because they do a great job. So we have Gabriel Knight is voiced by Jason Victor. Grace Nakamura is voiced by Sissy Jones. Detective Mosely by Ned Clark. And then we just met Malia Getty, and she's voiced by Amy Ingersoll. I actually knew some Ingersolls. They're probably not related. And then the narrator, who we hear a lot of, is voiced by Amy Kelly. And then originally the narrator was voiced by Virginia Capers. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Then Officer Sergeant Frick, and the person who voiced him voices a ton of voices, but we've only met Sergeant Frick. Is voiced by Adam Harrington. And then did we meet Officer Franks? I can't recall. I think that's all the voices we've met so far. Sorry if I missed someone. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's play this. I just wanted to give them some credit because they've done an outstanding job in this game. And that's some big voices to follow. Those are great voice actors, and especially Tim Curry. I don't know if is it Leah or Leia? Oh my god. I've watched her in so many things, and I think she's a very good actor and actress. And you think I could recall how to pronounce at least her first name now, but I don't know how much voice acting she's done. She does a great job in this, though. Well, in the old one, she did a great job. But Tim Curry and Mark Hamill, outstanding voice actors. Tim Curry Tim Curry's still around, right? I don't think Tim Curry's passed. I don't think he can do anything anymore. I think he's got some health issues, but Can't recall. But wonderful, wonderful actor. Mark Hamill's great. But let's get into this. I've gotten too distracted. I'm just gonna double check. So we are on officially day 2. So I think we have to go talk to Mosely now at the police station. He said he was gonna be there. So first we'll read the newspaper.
Today's newspaper is on the counter.
We always want to read this. We'll talk to Grace too.
Times dated June 19th, 1993. A front page article describes the most recent of the voodoo murders. Gabriel scans it but learns nothing new. The article reiterates that the voodoo aspect of the crime is faked. Gabriel shivers. It looked real enough to him. Elsewhere, there's an article about the history of Jackson Square, called the Plaza d'Armes under French rule. It was used for executions, firing squads, hangings, even impalements and breaking on the wheel. Yikes! Of course, these days, it's mostly a hangout for tourists, street musicians, and local artists. Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Chances of a dark star rising on this day. Do not trust your instincts.
I feel a dark star rising, all right.
Oh boy. I believe.
Times dated June 19th.
Okay, just to hear it all again. Yeah.
Elsewhere,
Okay, we'll click through that quick. Sorry. I thought maybe he would have a different response if I looked at it again. And I do think the horoscopes can help. I think they can give you an idea of maybe what not to do, because I know, like I said, I know Gabriel Knight, and I have done in the past, and it's one of the reasons why I'm saving a lot. It's not just to go back in case we miss something, is so when I do make a mistake, we can not lose too much progress. But I do know you can kill Gabriel Knight. There is no safety in this point and click. You can mess up. But I will also read this. A walk through Jackson Square. Tourists and residents alike love Jackson Square, the French Quarter park that is all thing to all people. I think it's supposed to say that is all things to all people. Typo. 1993, they made a typo. It's a respite from the heat, a spot for a picnic lunch, a place to walk the dog or sell one's artistic talents. You can lounge on the grass and enjoy a rendition of Saints in true New Orleans. I got there. Style any day of the week. Did they call it NOLA? No, NOLA? Is there a different way they say it? Probably not. It's probably just NOLA, right? I guess I never realized that. Or at least my memory doesn't recall, because I'm assuming this was in the first game, too. Few note that the history of Jackson Square is a bloody one, called La Plaza de Armas. And I speak French, mind you. I guess I don't now, but I spoke French fairly well. Not necessarily fluent, but pretty well. I understood it very well, and I'm sorry, I'm ashamed. Under French rule, it was used for public executions, firing squads, hangings, even impalement and breaking on the wheel. It's a reminder that the dark side of New Orleans is never far away. Our dark history never really is far away in the scheme of things. It's just about being better than it was, and not necessarily forgetting it, but moving forward in a positive way, learning and growth from it. No, that's not the point. I'm sorry. I'm a little on edge again today.
What's up?
No, I guess there's no new dialogue for her right now, but at least we did some sort of speaking. So let's go to the police station. I gotta try to keep track of everything in my head so I don't.
I'm going out.
Don't hurry back on my account.
So I don't have to refer to the guide just to see where I have to go. I don't want to use the guide unless I absolutely need to. And that's still my plan. So anything different here? No changes. And that's another thing I'm gonna try really hard to pay attention to, because I do know like some things like you can complete the game without finding them. You don't have to get the 362, but there are certain things like you can find that may help you do some things or get some of those points that may appear in one of the scenes that wasn't there before. And of course I got my G Fuel here again. If I ever get to a point where I can have sponsorships and G Fuel sponsors me, I would be very, very happy. Because I do enjoy drinking all of it. We can't just go back there, so we'll have to talk to Frick. Oh, here we go. He does not like me. At least it doesn't seem like it.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
What can you tell me about snakes?
What does this look like? A zoo? Never mind, don't answer that. No, I don't know nothing about no snakes.
No, nothing. Just trying to see if there's like any achievements in this day that I can get. So there's one. Okay, now there's two. Okay. We should. I think that's doable. I'm just looking at what they're called. I feel like the names kind of give away how to get them.
I'm here to see Detective Mosely.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Oh. Finally have permission. He's gonna let us. No issues. I'm gonna save just in case, because I think we're gonna try to do some shenanigans. So, I hit my mic. I'm so sorry. I went to type and apparently my phone was right there. I put it there, so I shouldn't say apparently. I did it. So, police station. This is now episode 3. How many days is in this game? I think, what, like a week? So, if we can do, I think the goal would be to do a day an episode. But I don't see this going more than probably 14, 15 episodes. We'll see. As long as I can stay focused enough. Episode 3. We're gonna do Shanghai Nights for shenanigans because I don't know. I like the movie Shanghai Nights and I looked at it recently and it feels funner to me. Should we talk to him again first? First.
Officer, can I ask you some questions?
Desk sergeant's right over there.
Nope. He's still not into it. So now we can do more things. So we're gonna try some things that may be ill-advised. Let's see. Let me touch bulletin
The
board.
bulletin board is littered with everything from wanted posters.
We heard this the other day.
flyers,
Copier. I don't have anything to copy yet, but we might be able to get something. It's a regular mirror. Well, let's try talk. Oh, this is Officer Franks. We haven't talked to her yet, but we've seen her. We'll go talk to her. And while that starts.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
Alright, I already closed it. Sorry. Oh, what should I say? I feel like he would just ask her straight for coffee, or compliment her uniform. He's pretty bold, a little too bold, but he's very bold. We'll do coffee.
Could you get me some coffee?
Are you
Oh.
speaking to me?
Why, yes.
Wow, Deja, leave it to Beaver. I'm the police photographer, sir. You might be able to find someone around here dumb enough to get coffee for you, but it won't be me.
Oh, thanks anyway.
I can give you precise instructions for the handling of hot liquids if you need them.
No thanks.
She took that better than I thought. I thought he was gonna ask her for coffee, not ask her to get him coffee. That was very rude.
So, what's it like being a policewoman?
The glamour never ceases.
I bet it would be hard in the 90s. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of downsides now in a lot of jobs with all the environment. Hopefully, I mean, I feel like it's getting better. I work with mostly women, so I'm kind of in the reverse role when it comes to things like that, but I hope it keeps heading to like a positive direction. I feel like it's getting better. Obviously, we still have a long ways to go in a lot of ways, but I feel like especially jobs like being a police officer, military, I think they face some of the hardest critics still, just because there's the number difference, and then people just see them as like, for some reason, not as good in that role, and it's unfortunate. They're, you know, it doesn't matter what natural strengths and stuff that you have, like you can overcome a lot of those things, and they work hard. They deserve to be honored and respected at all times. They're doing all the same things. They're putting all the same risk on their life and stuff in those jobs, and you know, women scientists kind of get a bad rep too, because there's not a lot of them, and it's very much still a man's only kind of thing in a lot of ways. It's unfortunate, but luckily there are some great leaders in that, and it makes me happy. And I'm going on a tangent. I'm sorry. I love this. I keep looking at this door. I love this door. Anyway.
You know, that uniform looks great on you.
Uh-huh. Is that a compliment, or are you asking to borrow my dress?
It's a compliment.
Well, you just never know around here. Thanks, but I'm married.
Oh, never mind.
Fine. I'll get back to work.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. Inbox.
It's an inbox.
Can I take from it?
There's nothing of interest in the inbox at the moment.
Okay. Camera.
That camera looks professional.
Does. I need to get a good camera to use for recording.
The camera isn't Gabriel's to mess with.
Okay, good. I don't think I can do anything else. It's just Mosely. Oh, a thermostat. Do not touch, I think that says.
There's a temperature gauge on the wall near Mosley's office.
Can we do any shenanigans with that? Oh, we can. Don't touch. Can we turn it all the way up? Oh, we were supposed to. I looked at that door again. I'm sorry. I have a terrible door right now. So when I see like a really nice door, I'm like, man, that would look great to have. I want a nicer door. I'm sorry. I don't have a thing for doors. I just want a nicer door. Although I would like this to be like a like glass, maybe here and here. Here for sure, and especially like stained glass, like distorts, so like people can't really see in and you can't really see out, but you can tell if someone's there at least when they're like right out the door. I guess it doesn't really let the light in, which would be the other plus part. So we were supposed to do that, so that was good. There's not anything else, right? Okay, so let's go talk to him.
Detective Mosely. Hard at work, I see.
Yeah. What is it, you wanker? Are you hot? Man, I'm hot.
So it is a two-way window.
That's funny. The window is a mirror on the other side.
Or not two-way. Oh Did I just say it's a two-way window? I think that's what I just said. Oh.
Whatever goes into those files never comes out.
We're gonna talk to him. We're just gonna check out things maybe a little bit before we talk to him, just to see, scope it out.
Old magazines and binders.
Is that something on his jacket or sticking out of his pocket?
Mosley's coat. His badge is in the front coat pocket.
His badge. Yeah, we should probably try to take that.
A microwave. If Gabriel knows Mosely, it's used exclusively for frozen corn dogs.
So, my fiance has...
That window has a lovely view of an alleyway, the brick wall of the building next door, and some creative graffiti.
So, quick story. I know, a little off topic. So my fiance has really, really bad allergies. I think I probably mentioned this before. So we're very limited on what we can like eat or buy. Can't really go to any restaurants because they're like the worst severity you can have. It's basically like 5 to 10 minutes and it's death. So they're bad. And she's allergic to all dairy. I say all dairy because some people don't realize that things more than like cow milk is dairy. It's not the only form of dairy. All animal milk byproduct is dairy. So y'all have the same proteins for the most part. Just different levels of different things in them. Not the point. Eggs, shellfish, nuts, all nuts. So there's not a lot we can have, and she also can't have red meat. So we're essentially restricted vegans for the most part. In a lot of ways, in terms of like when we look for food, one of the best ways we have of finding safe food is looking up kosher and vegan food. Even then it's very tough. So she's never had a corn dog. So we found some, well, I found some vegan corn dogs. And I tried them first to see if they were anything like it because they were completely vegan. That she has and were safe. So she got to have a corn dog for the first time ever, and she liked it. That corn dog in particular was very corny. So I think she would like a different one probably better because she's not huge into like cornbread type of stuff. But she enjoyed it, and that was a fun little thing for her to be able to try and have for the first time. I do that a lot. Because a lot of the things that she can't have, there really isn't a reason to. Like the ingredients have been changed, or there's other things that are replaceable for them. Like it's really hard to find a loaf of sliced bread. Most of them have something she can't have, and it's not like you need them in the bread. You don't need eggs in a bread because I think I said that she's allergic to eggs too. And you don't need dairy in bread for the most part. So being able to find something that she can have for the first time, it's just something fun to be like, hey, it's fun little, just like a fun experience, really, to be able to be like, hey, this is something, let's try this. And whether we ever have it again or not, it's just she's not someone who can really try things or have different stuff. So to be able to, I think, have those moments, I like to just, I don't know if she particularly cares, or maybe I like them more than she does, but I feel like it's something I can do. That says, hey, let's try something different that you never had. Just to, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. So like I'll do a lot of homemade food too that she can have. Now I'm rambling again. I'm sorry.
Whatever goes into those
Okay, same thing. So let's look at the bulletin board.
police department memos and other didactic blurbs. Moses' office looks a lot like his room at college. Mosley's desk has more growing on it than his head.
Got a locked desk. I don't think anything else we can click on. It's time to talk to Mosely. We'll look at him
Mosely
first.
was one of those beefy guys in his youth. Now he's getting lumpy. At least he's taken off that horrible coat.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
So yellow. We'll save the yellow for the last. We got a lot of insult him. Seems like a bad idea. But we'll save that for last, and then we'll take a chance with the insult him.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
There's voodoo that goes on in this city, sure. I looked into it a bit at the beginning of this case. But the voodoo stuff found at the crime scenes is all faked. It doesn't have anything to do with the real stuff. I know. I asked some experts. It's intimidation tactics, that's all.
Interesting. Or are the experts? I wonder who the experts are he talked to, because maybe they're part of the people that are, involved in some way, and they're just protecting themselves.
What else can you tell me about voodoo?
I told you, don't worry about that part of it. It's all faked.
Because I mean, it could be that they're protecting themselves or protecting people they know, or maybe because they are voodoo practitioners, and that is their faith of sort. Maybe they just don't want people to see it in a bad light, so they don't want that connection to be there, so they're trying to protect something that's so important to them too. I could see either being the case, or something else that I'm not even thinking of.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Lots? Can you be more specific?
Do you know anything about the killers?
At least 20 people attend the killings. We know this from the variety of footprints found at the scenes.
Footprints. Aren't those as good as fingerprints?
Can be, but we'd have to have a suspect in custody first. And the suspect would have to match one of the few distinct prints we have. Most of the footprints are smudged, trodden over, unreadable. These guys are so casual in their expertise, it's maddening. Like they know we'll never find them.
Well, I mean, when you have 20 people, at least 20 people attending an event like that, that's a lot of people attending, murdering someone and doing a ritual. But when you have 20 people like that, you don't even really have to try to hide your footprints, because they're walking around and moving and grooving anyway. They're going to cover up their own tracks by smudging them like that. So you don't even have to be an expert in that case. Your numbers of the size of the group kind of does it.
How many murders have there been so far?
7 murders have so far been linked to the voodoo murders case. The first murder occurred about 8 weeks ago. The MO is the same in each murder. Lake Pontchartrain was the 7th.
So basically a murder every week.
What kind of evidence have you found?
No fingerprints, a few bare footprints. Found a few fibers, but not many. The weirdest one was leopard fur.
Leopard fur.
Leopard fur.
I'm not sure why he said it like that. Because of his dreams. He said it's not a lion in his dreams, it's a leopard. That's why. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Okay. All right. I get it now. Yeah, because in his dream, it's the snake and the leopard, and he really has a thing for lions. The snake's killing him, so I wonder if he is like that lion, or because is he a lion or a leopard? Because is there a lion in the dream, or is it just a leopard? I don't know. We'll probably see it again.
Describe the crime scenes.
Well, there's the corpse itself, minus the heart. Around where the body was killed, we find marks and flour and blood. There are traces of wax from candles, red and black. Ordinary wax candles, so the lab reports. Also blood and feathers of chickens and goat's blood. And plenty of the victim's own, of course.
Well, they're doing animal sacrifices too. They're taking the animal bodies because if their blood is there, but they're leaving the animals. They're not leaving the animals. Wonder why they would be taking them.
What's the coroner say?
The victim's heart is always ripped out of the chest and missing. We haven't located a single one of them.
Lovely. Any idea what they do with them?
Don't even want to know.
Charm.
Also, the coroner says some of the victims had heart attacks before the incision. Literally scared to death. The knife wounds are consistent with a long, narrow, wavy-edged knife.
Yeah.
Probably a ritualistic dagger.
Any witnesses?
Nope. There's never been a single witness. No one's even heard a disturbance. It's damned weird. Like they just don't want people to see. And so nobody sees nothing.
I like the way you said that. It's interesting too, because when you have at least 20, you know, when you're talking about at least 20 people, it could be more. So let's just say like 20 to 30 people surrounding a body and killing animals and then cutting a person's heart out of their chest in these rituals. You think someone would notice or hear something?
Know anything about the victims?
The victims are all out of towners. We still don't know why.
Tourists.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Sure, no problem. Okay, anything else?
Yep. Lots.
What can you tell me about Narlands?
You and me grew up here together. You tell me. It's a pretty nice place, even seeing the stuff I see, you know. The Carter's getting a bit too wild, though. Getting hard to control. Not quite what it was when you and me used to hang here, but... hell, I've never known anything else.
What can you tell me about Narlands?
Ah, I'm too sentimental to say anything else about it.
Let's ask about snakes.
Do you know anything about snakes?
The only thing I know about snakes is that I don't like them.
And understandable in New Orleans, Louisiana. A lot of poisonous snakes out there. A lot more risky to try to play with them. Where I grew up, we had a couple poisonous snakes, mostly like a timber rattlesnake, but they're so rare. I was in the woods all the time. From the moment I was a small child to far into my adult years, and I've still never seen one. And now I live in a state where they're more prominent, because they can survive easier because it doesn't get quite as cold. But still, all over the place. Never seen one. I have seen those rat snakes. Those things are huge. Both time I've seen, I accidentally ran one over. I tried really hard not to, but it was too big, so I couldn't avoid it. And then the other ones I saw were also on the road, hit by a car, dead. But they are massive, but I don't think they're poisonous.
Tell me about yourself.
For the book?
Sure, why not?
Okay. What do you want to know?
How do you like working on the police force?
Are you kidding? You know I love being a cop. And Narlands, it's the best place in the world to be one.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, you know, I don't like to count my chickens before they're hatched, but I don't see why I can't be the chief of police of Narlands someday. I already know the mayor, and my track record is one of the best in the department.
I'm sure it's just a matter of moments, mostly.
Yeah, you'll see.
That's good. It's good to have big goals, big aspirations, and you're not looking to settle as a detective. You're still looking to keep going up and stepping yourself higher. I mean, that's the way to live life. Don't overreach is always good, but always having more goals in mind so you're not being stagnant.
Got any hobbies?
Yeah, making your life miserable.
I'm serious. Don't you shoot or chew or something like that?
No, I'm a freaking ballet dancer. Sheesh. Yeah, I was #1 at the Louisiana State Fair Marksman Contest. I play trumpet, too. You know, put your lips together and blow.
Oh boy. I think you might have been referring to something else when you said that.
How's your home life?
Oh, real funny, Knight. Why don't you just bring in some freaking salt? You know Annie left me. My home life is shit.
Right. Sorry about that.
So his wife left him, or maybe girlfriend, fiance.
Just tell me anything at all.
Remember how we used to play monkey in the middle? Man, we used to piss off our senior year teacher. What was her name? Oh, Miss McKelly. You'd act like you were gonna toss her an eraser or something, and then you'd throw it to me over her head. And we used to do it at your grand's too, like with the remote when she wanted to watch her soaps.
Yep. And it was a great way to pick up women in the library. Those were the days.
Maybe that's what Mosely needs. If his home life is so bad and he's putting all this time into work, maybe he needs you to come be his wingman and help him find a new partner in life.
Just tell me anything at all.
You know, my doctor told me I got a little family of ulcers starting. I wish this case would end so I could get some rest for a change.
Just tell me anything at all.
Oh, my back hurts.
So he seems sick of this case, so maybe he's not being a workaholic.
Just tell me anything at all.
For the book, I wanted to be an astronaut when I was young, or a fireman.
Fascinating.
I think almost every little kid, I think, has wanted to be an astronaut or a fire person. I don't know why they're called firemen. I don't know if that would ever change. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Police officer, fire officer. They call him fire officer. Is there already a new term for that that's already happened? I feel like that's got to be coming, right? I feel like you got the Cub Scouts of America. They're no longer the Boy Scouts, which I think that's strange. Not to get off topic again, just because like you do have the Girl Scouts, and I get it. The Boy Scouts do different things, but why not just add those things to the Girl Scouts? You know, expand them both. Allow them to be able to get all the badges from either. You know. So I don't know why change the name of one. Or just merge them and have them just literally be the Scouts of America. I think that would have been better. I don't think it really matters the name necessarily either, but it's strange that they changed one name and not the other, and I think that's the weird part about it. I wanted to be a Girl Scout when I was a kid. Getting off topic again, I'm sorry. Because I thought it'd be really fun to sell the cookies. And I thought they did cooler stuff. Like when I was in Boy Scouts when I was a kid, for a brief time, we didn't do anything that cool. We got to meet some like NASCAR drivers, which I didn't really care about. We got to see like their actual cars that they drove and raced in NASCAR. I didn't particularly care. Everyone else thought that was so cool, but I was just like, I want to go camping and do outdoors things, and it just never really happened. Although I will say, the popcorn. I don't know if Girl Scouts sell it because I only know about Girl Scout cookies, but the popcorn that we sold in Boy Scouts was amazing. I love popcorn. Not big on sweets, so I'd rather pass up on the cookies.
Just tell me anything at all.
I'm 6'2".
You are not.
Oh, come on. I'm close enough. Just write me up that way.
Just tell me anything at all.
You know, I kind of like a woman with dark hair.
Yeah, I know. It's a regular thing with you.
Now that Grace.
You're on your own with that one, pal. I don't even want to know.
So he likes Grace,
no,
or has a
never
crush
mind.
on Grace, must be.
Sure, no problem. Okay, anything else?
Coffee.
How about getting me some coffee?
Coffee? You want coffee?
Should that surprise you?
Nah, you've always been a caffeine addict. It's just that what we got here hardly qualifies.
So I'm desperate.
It's your stomach. I'll get you some when we're done talking.
That
Okay.
long?
All right, I'll go
Oh.
now.
So we gotta move quick now. Okay.
Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
We're gonna touch everything. we'll go for the badge first, I think. Would probably be the best idea.
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Oh, he's fast.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing. I thought I saw something crawling on it.
Oh, I
Just
messed up
drink
for a
this.
second.
Thanks, tons. I mean it.
Just gonna try to go on his desk too. I didn't expect him to come back that fast.
Okay. Anything
Okay,
else?
I thought the game broke for a second. I can ask for more coffee. We'll do
I got those
photographs.
photographs you left for me.
Really? Great. What'd you think?
Astonishingly lifelike.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You got any more ideas for photos for the book?
Cop author shot.
A cop author photo might be nice.
You and me? Together?
Why not? Of course, you'll have to try to tone down your masculinity.
Well, okay. I'll call the police photographer. Franks, come in here a minute, would you? And bring your camera. I hate to put my coat on. It's so damn hot in here. But a picture's a picture.
What did you need, Detective Mosley?
We need a picture, please. And make it a good one, eh, sweetheart?
Sure, sweetheart.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on,
So
Mosley, don't be like
agency.
that.
Was there anything else, Knight?
I feel like I skipped. I feel like I'm doing this in the wrong order, so I had to look, and it looks like I am. But we'll see what happens. Unless we can do this again, maybe we can say nope.
That's about it.
Great. Thanks, Franks. Hey, I made a rhyme.
You're astonishing, mostly.
Don't call me that in front of the lady, wise guy. Thank God I can take this thing off again. Damn, it's hot.
Maybe we can do it again.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, we can. So let's do the
Know
patterns.
anything about the patterns around the bodies?
Yeah, weird, huh? All 7 victims had those marks around them. We've got all the marks on file, but we haven't figured out what, if anything, they mean.
Okay, so we can ask about the. I think that's what it wants us to. This I am glad that I have the guide because this is one of the things when you play these games, like there's a lot of trial and error. You mess things up, you go back, you miss things because of this. So I'm glad that I have this.
Can I see the other 6 patterns?
Sure. People like that kind of stuff, don't they? Might make the book seem more mysterious. Go talk to Officer Franks. Tell her I said you could see the file.
Okay, so we'll be back. We'll go talk to her.
I'll let you get back to it.
Later, Knight.
Yeah, we'll go talk to him in a second.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
Can you get a file for me?
What file would that be?
The Voodoo Murders file. Detective Mosely said I could see it.
Really? Well, if you said so.
The other thing I'm wondering, because I can make this a bit of a longer series, do shorter episodes. Like I could stop it around here. I don't know how close we are to day 2. Probably not terribly close.
There it is. You can look at it all you want, but don't leave this area with it, okay? And no photocopies either, I'm afraid.
Of course. I understand completely.
Okay. So we did that. Let me just check real quick. So I can view these, right? So let's view them.
It's the official police file containing the partial patterns from the Voodoo murders. The folder is marked with the warning, not to leave the police station. Gabriel opens and reads the police file.
Oh, these are going to definitely be important. Sure. So let's go talk to Mosely again, right?
Don't leave the room with that file, please.
Oh, so I got to put the file back.
I'm done.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Detective Mosely. Hard at work, I see.
Yeah. What is it, you wanker? Are you hot? Man, I'm hot.
Keep talking about how hot it is.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Okay, so now we do
I got
photographs.
those photographs you left for me.
So you said. Did you think of any other shots for the book?
Let's take another cut.
Yes,
What
do it
for?
again.
I don't think we got your best side.
Really? Okay. I'll have... Franks, come
Alright.
back in here with that camera. I hate to put my coat on. It's so damn hot in here. But a picture's a picture.
Now what, sir?
This clown wants another picture. You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. What else could I possibly have
I'm
to
sure.
do?
Much better
Ready?
things.
Smile.
Anything else, Knight?
Hold on a sec while I go check my hair.
Good God, Knight. Make it fast.
Ah. So now we can make a copy of this.
Just wanna check this machine here.
Curious how close we are to the- Oh yeah, we have a lot left in day 2. Okay. So let's do this and then we'll see, because I think we're almost done in here. Yeah, we gotta put the file back. Yep, just checking to see. Okay. So I think we're pretty set here. We'll just talk to Mosely a little bit more.
Would you just get in here? Hurry up, would you?
It's so hot in my office.
Okay, ready.
Warmed up a lot today. It's been real cold, and then it's supposed to get cold again.
Thanks, hun. Let me know when you get them developed. The photos, that is.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else, Knight?
Yeah, one with Officer Franks. Let's try
How
it.
about one of me and Officer Franks?
Gee, I don't know. Franks? Just kidding, Franks. You want to get me fired for sexual harassment tonight?
Well,
Yeah, ha ha. Now, is there anything else, or can I let this lady go back to her desk?
nope. That's about it.
Good. See you, Franks.
Uh-huh.
Thank God I can take this thing off again. Damn, it's hot.
I also like how it shows him walking back to his desk with the jacket on instead of it just cutting right there.
Okay. Anything
Sorry, I
else?
had to adjust. And then we'll just talk to him a little bit more.
What's the status on the Voodoo murders case?
It's going. I can't seem to make any progress, though. Sluggish damn case. It's weird.
What's the status on the Voodoo murders case?
I told you, it's going for shit.
We ask again.
What's the status on the Voodoo murders case?
I told you, it's going for
All right,
shit.
same response. Okay.
So, how's it hanging, bud?
Lousy. I hate crime scenes. People are sick fucks. You know that, Knight?
Yeah, they are.
I'm starting to get that
Not all of them,
impression.
but apparently 20 plus of them are.
You been feeling okay lately? You look like hell.
Me? You know. I can't sleep at night. What with thinking about the case and thinking about Annie.
Oh, he really likes her.
Played any b-ball lately?
Does it look like it? I'm so out of shape I'd probably have a coronary just looking at the ball.
Yeah, I'm out of it too. We should play sometime, get back into shape.
Man, I'd love to, Knight. I'll let you know if things ever settle down.
Anything else?
Anything else new?
Just work. Sorry I don't have more time to chat, bud.
Okay, I don't really want to assault, but I'm just curious what happens. Can I, I can't. Alright. Should I? It doesn't say there's an achievement for it. I don't want to. I feel like there's enough going on with poor Mosely. He doesn't need his one friend insulting him. Some, friends do that in a joking way and it comes off as loving, but I don't want to add to his stress.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Have a good one.
So we got the photocopies. So I will leave. And then there's... Oh, let me check the notebook. Okay. Oh, we have a lot. Okay, so we read this one last. We haven't read this. So we'll read these quick. I found a snake scale at the lake. Still won't say it, right? Crime scene. It's not much, but it could be important. If I could figure out what snake it came from and who the snake belonged to. Imagine the headlines. Now that would be something great. Even oh, we did read that one. I'm so sorry. Day 2. Like that 8 nights of nightmares in a row. But there's a bright spot on the horizon. Oh, interesting. 8 nights of nightmares. And wasn't that 8 murders? Or was it 7 murders? I don't know. That might not mean anything. But there's a bright spot on the horizon. I've got Malia Getty's address. Meaning I'm about hours from seeing her again. Wow. I do need to ask her about the lake after all. I'd be negligent. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. If I didn't, that reminds me. I should stop in to talk to Mosely and see what else I can get him to spill. Yep, we did that. Telling Mosely I'll put him in my book may have been the best idea ever. He's given me all kinds of gory details about the voodoo murders. All 7. Sniffs for out-of-towners. The crime scenes were popular places, yet there are no witnesses. So they were all popular places. I guess I didn't catch that earlier. Interesting. The murderers seem to have a knack for being invisible. They got 0 leads. He says the voodoo aspects are faked, but I'm not sure why the police have reached to that conclusion. Oh boy. Unless it's just to mollify local practitioners. At the scenes, they found goat's blood, candle wax, and even leopard fur. The woman I see in my nightmares changes into a leopard. I know it's a strange coincidence, but it is damn strange. Oh yeah, but isn't he like depicted as like a lion in the dream too, and then she turns into a leopard, and then there's a snake that like strangles him. Interesting. Mosely said I could ask Franks to let me check the voodoo murders file with the rest of those patterns from the crime scenes. There's something to these patterns from the murders, but Franks has got some eagle eyes trained on the thing, and the photocopies are a big no-no. I like a confident woman, but this is no fun. I need to get a copy of all those patterns so I can try to figure out what they mean. Oh, so this is nice, because, you know, it shows his train of thought, which does help you in the game. I think I said that before. I'm not reading it consistently enough. Nothing like a distraction to get what I want. I snagged those patterns from the voodoo murders. They've got to be important. I just need to figure out how they fit together. But unlike Daddy, I'm no artist. I'll need some help trying to make sense of these bits and pieces. Yeah, so we'll have to talk to someone familiar with some voodoo. And I think there was 2 places from day 1. Grace, I think, told us about what? The Voodoo Museum and was it a gas station or a pharmacy, I think, maybe? Got his mark, so that makes sense. We got enough point? Oh yeah, we're supposed to be at 53. So, oh yeah, Dixieland Drugstore. Well, I mean, it makes sense. It shows a voodoo doll. Well, let's go to the Voodoo Museum. Because I feel like that's gonna be...
Hello.
Oh, there's that drummer
I am
again.
the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I would be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Knight, and I'll probably take you up on that.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go here because this seems to make more sense. Oh, is that a live snake? Doesn't. It's green though. It doesn't have like any blue scaling on it. Doesn't look like. Interesting. Because I mean, the Dixieland Drugstore has a voodoo doll on it, but I wouldn't imagine that's would be as knowledgeable. I guess we'll find out. But
A street drummer has settled outside the museum. There's a beaten up old fan in the window. It's silent at the moment.
oh yeah, there's that ritual knife.
Something about the shape of that knife gives Gabriel the creeps.
Looks like a pretty small museum. Cool though, a lot of cool stuff in it.
That must be Marie Laveau. The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as offerings of fruits to the voodoo deities. An authentic-looking pole marks the center of the room. Authentic what? Gabriel isn't sure.
Yeah.
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card says.
Funny, I say the same thing to
Oh boy. Come on, Gabriel Knight. Don't be like that, dude.
Large, elaborate drums occupy a corner of the museum.
Interesting.
The voodoo shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel and also make his skin crawl.
Also very cool though. It'd be cool to look at something like this.
Will that look sacrilegious?
One of my hairs is tickling my nose.
This coffin is so small.
Should open it.
A waste of some perfectly good wine, if you ask me. It wouldn't be much of a voodoo museum without a voodoo doll.
Maybe.
Magenta Moonbeam. Voodoo Inn.
That's probably important. Magenta Moonbeam. No, we can't do anything there. Oh, whip.
A leather whip hangs from a peg on the wall.
Oh, hurt me.
Oh boy. should have saw that coming.
It's an electrical switch.
We got the candles.
Flickering candles lend an appropriately spooky atmosphere to the museum.
We got a snake.
A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass
Oh, okay.
cage.
It doesn't. I thought honestly that it was just like. I didn't really. I can tell now, but I didn't think there was plexiglass there. Interesting. Oh, I can check out the skull.
Reminds me of a book critic for the New York Times.
I think we've checked everything out. Oh, not the gourd.
A beaded gourd is on display.
Is there anything? What's this? Take the. I did not take the
voodoo
flyer.
shrine is filled with items that both fascinate Gabriel.
I didn't realize I could take it, I guess. Oh yeah, I can. Wow. I should have noticed that. That was my bad. Glad I took a peek just to be in case, because
Parlor is on
I'm a little out of
the
it.
corner of Orleans and Dauphine.
Doesn't say anything about the different colored candles, so I can't have it. Oh, I can about this one,
They
though.
lend a certain psychotic ambiance, no?
What else did I miss? Anything? I don't think so. Okay. Okay, let's try playing with this. I just say, yeah, okay, yeah, I did.
What does this do?
Turn that thing off.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
We have air conditioning, you see.
Yeah, I see.
what the fuck? Sorry. Didn't I'm supposed to be a non-swear channel is my goal. But the snake was spazzing out. I guess I don't remember that. Well, I can't remember everything. Alright, well I guess the only thing left to do is talk to Dr. John.
Dr. John is a huge man. If his manner weren't so pleasant, he'd be intimidating.
Can I
Alright.
ask you a few questions?
That is why I am here.
Yeah, we'll leave that for last, I think. Let's just see if there's anything. Okay.
What do you know about the voodoo?
Nothing
murder?
particular. I don't think there's any way I can
Killings
mess
in
this
the
up.
newspaper. I know they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
Oh, interesting. So is he the expert saying that it's fake?
What do you think of New Orleans?
It is the only city in the United States, as far as I am concerned.
The only city? That's kind of rude. There's lots of great cities. New Orleans is one of them. There's others.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Ah, you have perhaps noticed the museum snake, Mr. Knight? They are beautiful creatures. Do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with voodoo.
Seem to. So he's saying they're not related to voodoo?
Tell me about yourself.
Me?
Yes, if you don't mind.
What is it you wish to learn?
Voodoo Museum.
Why did you open a voodoo museum?
The subject has fascinated me all my life, and I wanted to help preserve the cultural heritage it represents.
What kind of background in voodoo do you have?
Let us just say I cut my teeth on it, Mr. Knight. It is in my blood.
Do you do anything besides run the museum?
No, the museum does not make me a rich man, but my material needs are simple. I prefer to focus on my one true interest in life.
Interesting.
What are your own religious beliefs?
My beliefs are too personal and too complex to discuss with a layman, Mr. Knight.
Just tell me anything.
I am originally from the West Indies myself, you know.
Really? What brought you to New Orleans?
I was drawn here for personal reasons.
Interesting.
Just tell me anything.
I am a vegetarian.
Really? I can't imagine living without meat.
That must be the hunter in you, Mr. Knight.
The way he said that is interesting too. He seems to know more about us than we know about him, kind of, the way he said that.
Just tell me anything.
I am not an easy person to get to know. I am a very private man.
Isn't that unusual for someone in the museum business?
Not at all. My displays speak for me.
Yeah. He doesn't really have to talk too much about himself. Interesting. So, I wonder how long he's been in New Orleans.
Just tell me anything.
Not everyone can come see the museum, so I occasionally do public speaking on the subject of historical voodoo.
Anything coming up that I might attend?
No. But then you have me all to yourself right now, do you not?
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Actually, I can't think of a thing.
Then let us discuss something else.
Yes, let us. Chat.
So how's the museum business?
Those who truly seek to understand are few, Mr. Knight. But even one can be an audience.
Sounds about like my shop. So where do you pick up all this stuff?
Oh, here and there. We accept donations of any pertinent items.
Dude takes donations.
Do you ever get any wackos in here?
You mean, besides yourself?
Yeah, besides me.
I do not care to make those kinds of judgments, Mr. Knight. All are welcome here.
As it should be.
You're a big guy, aren't you? You work out, play sports?
I do not play basketball. If that is what
Why
you
specifically basketball?
Who, me? No, you just look like such a natural athlete.
I do find ways of keeping fit, Mr. Knight. After all, our bodies are temples.
There must be a 90s things, right, that I'm just missing. I should.
You sound
Not
like
missing, but-
Grace. I should get the two of you together.
Is Grace your wife?
No, she just acts like it. So what do you think of our summer weather? Have you ever seen it so overcast or so muggy?
It is unpleasant. The heavens are not pleased these days.
Nice outfit.
I prefer simple cotton to dead flesh, Mr. Knight.
I'll have to remember that.
Oh, because he's wearing the leather jacket.
This is quite a place you have here.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. I have dedicated myself to the preservation of this unique culture. It is gratifying to see others reap the fruits I have sown.
Alright, last thing, voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo, or the voodoo currently practiced in the city.
Historical voodoo.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion, formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importings of slaves from that region.
Interesting.
So how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves. Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
Interesting. I also like that because I feel like I feel like a lot of this is fairly accurate information that they use to like fill in the story. So to learn like fun history while playing a game is always fun too. But I think as soon as we're done with this conversation, I think we'll be done here. We'll go to the drugstore because that was related to voodoo, and we'll end the episode there, and then we'll pick it the next episode off there. And then I think our next video, because originally this wasn't going to be this, it was going to be something else. Then we're going to do Mondays and Fridays this, but this will be Friday's video, and then I don't know how I'll arrange them, but I'm going to record this weekend. I'm going to get Monday, Wednesday, and Friday's videos done, edited and scheduled to go up on those days because I won't be here. And I'll figure out how I'm going to post those. I might do just one of these because I've done 2 of these in a row, and then I'll have one for next week and then take a little break for all the viewers. So maybe I'll do a couple shorter fun videos and then go from there. But let's keep learning about historical voodoo. Because I thought voodoo and hoodoo is different, right? Is voodoo like the one that's typically seen as evil and hoodoo the good one? I don't know. I'm sure we're going to find out. I'm sure they're going to talk about hoodoo.
What happened when the West Indies slaves got here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight. If only in the form of a communal barn. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou St. John and the Shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
I think the Great Zombie is one of the things, one of the characters in World of Warcraft or Great Zombie is what one of the characters in World of Warcraft is based on, is what I'm trying to say. I think so.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons, and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances, right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real thing.
Let's keep learning.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
There were a variety of kings and queens at first, voodoo priests and priestesses. But from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau.
Interesting.
Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
So they have kings and queens in voodoo. I guess I didn't realize that, and I've played this before. And I've read about voodoo before. But let's keep learning. Let's see about current voodoo. And we can ask about Marie Laveau now.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or gree-gree. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo and is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and there are many in the religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I personally am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo. But it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
They're trying to learn about, a lot of people are following like older voodoos, but not like that newer voodoo. But it'd be interesting because the New Orleans voodoo is essentially like a mixing pot of a lot of different voodoo. So hoodoo is the magic in voodoo.
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo.
Dang.
Many of the Gree are similar, but Hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
He's not a fan of Hoodoo.
Tell me about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaux, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique.
Oh, interesting.
The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire.
I guess they didn't. I guess they didn't realize that it was a mother and a daughter with the same name.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
We're gonna have to go there for sure.
It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really? Do you have any running this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
So that's it for here then. I really like going to cemeteries. Me and my fiance both really enjoy going to cemeteries. It's quiet, it's really cool. It's fun to look at the graves and see what different people's lives were like. You can get a lot of information about people in the graves a lot of times because there's a lot of fun stuff written on them. You can kind of get an idea of like what some times were like, especially some older cemeteries. For instance, 'cause we're done here. We're gonna leave, but before we leave, I will end on this note. So some old cemeteries I've been to, there's actually a lot of people who from like 1870 or 60s that actually lived into like their 60s, 80s, and even 90s, and it's full of people like that, and it's like wow, I did not expect them to live that long. You expected things to take them, but then you go to another cemetery that's just as old with the same birth years and death dates kind of situation going. Well, not death dates, and they'll have some people, but the entire cemetery will be, which is sad, but mostly children or very, very young adults. And it's like, wow, what a difference. 20 minutes away, and you have people who were all dying very, very young, and not making very far, but then another. And it's interesting to see stuff like that. It makes you wonder why, but it's very interesting. We enjoy it. I proposed to my fiance at a really cool spot, but when I asked her out at a cemetery. And I did it in kind of like a proposal-esque style. So when she turned around, I was kneeling and I had a sword made for her. And so I was holding the sword. And I asked her out that way. More to it, but that's how I asked her out. In the cemetery with a sword.
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Walk carefully out there, Mr. Knight.
Sound a little threatening with this town. Moonbeam residence wants me to go there. He'll seem to be flashing, but we'll go to the Dixieland drugstore. Oh, I guess.
Hello.
Huh?
He doesn't seem to care. Oh, customer. Oh, look at the little dog. Little Yorkshire, right?
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Bienvenue, Madame Casanova. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink, not in weeks.
Now, don't that beat off? I'll need some easy night candles then, huh?
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosary good, sure enough, but you burn them candles too, boy, you gonna whip any no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them around to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know. Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dame. I've been in misery.
Now, you put 9 pinheads up in a little box. Add a pinch of graveyard dust. Put it up under her front post step. That'll turn the trick back on Miss Lefevre, and she be the one with the bellyache. I got the pins of dust right here if you want 'em.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though, don't hurt to be proactive neither now, does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It's nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, monsieur Walker.
Interesting. Well, I guess that's a fairly decent cliffhanger for the next episode. Yeah, we will end it there. We will save game. Save. Am I calling this EP2? I guess this is technically EP3. I'll just go, ooh, old? Ooh, old. For the elderly lady. And we'll save there and stop there. I'll pause just so we can look at this beautiful, wonderful background. Readjust. We'll end it there. This is a longer one too. I was gonna do day 2, but it looks like there's a lot still left of day 2. So maybe we'll make this a little bit longer. Maybe it'll be 20-ish episodes. We'll see. If anyone thinks shorter episodes would be better, we prefer shorter episodes, let me know in the comments, and I will, that's for what I'll do, because I'm gonna, if the people who are watching prefer that, then I can do that. There's no reason why I can't. So, but if you don't mind the longer episodes, I'll just keep doing some longer episodes here to do this. It's really fun. It's a nice time to relax and enjoy something fun. We'll do some other fun stuff for next week. But if you guys don't mind and you are enjoying what you're seeing, hopefully things are going to keep getting better with the quality content. I'm hoping we have some updates in the future planned. Well, I should say upgrades for my stuff, including better editing stuff. I'm working on resolving some issues I have with there. So I should have better thumbnails. There should be more edits in my videos going on in the future. We're getting there slowly. I'm learning a lot. I'm trying to learn a lot, but I really do appreciate anyone who's watching. I hope it's bringing you some joy. I hope you're enjoying these games. I'm going to do a lot of different stuff still. But if you want to hit the subscribe button, that helps me out more than anything right now to know that you are liking this content, and I will try to reply to any comments that I see. So don't be afraid to leave a comment just because I am willing and wanting to engage. But seriously, thank you for watching. Stop rambling now. Stop saying I don't know. I feel like I wasn't saying at all, and lately the last few I've been saying a lot. I apologize, but seriously, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.